Welcome to the lecture for the course Applied Thermodynamics. We will continue with the steam generators and today we will go for boiler draught. Myself Sumit Bardia, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Hyderabad. Today we will cover the following points like boiler draught introduction, classification of boiler draught, natural draught, chimney height and diameter, efficiency of chimney, draught losses, and artificial draught. In the first slide, we will go for the boiler draught definition and its functions to see how it works. The boiler draught may be defined as the small pressure difference which causes the continuous flow of gases inside the boiler. In other words, the draught is a small pressure difference between the air outside the boiler and gases within the furnace or chimney. The boiler draught performs the various functions like it forces a sufficient quantity of air into the furnace for proper combustion of fuel. Also, it circulates the hot flue gases through the flue tubes, superheater, economizer, and air preheater. It discharges the hot flue gases to the atmosphere through the chimney. So that is the definitions of draught. And next is the classification of boiler draught. Here the tree diagram shows the classification of a boiler draught, which is categorized into first two groups, that is natural or chimney draught, and second one is artificial draught. Again, artificial draught is categorized into steam jet draught and mechanical draught. Steam jet draught classified into again two groups, that is induced draught and forced draught. In mechanical draught, there are three categories: induced fan, balanced, that is combination of induced and forced fan, and third one, that is forced fan. So that is the classification of total draught. First we'll go through the natural draught or chimney draught. Natural draught is obtained by the use of chimney. The chimney in a boiler installation performs one or more of the following functions. First, it produces the draught whereby the air and gas are forced through the fuel bed, furnace, boiler passes and settings. Second, it carries the products of combustion to such a height above or before discharging them that they will not be objectionable or injurious to the surroundings. A chimney is a vertical tubular structure built either of masonry, concrete or steel. The draught produced by the chimney is due to the density difference between the column of hot gases inside the chimney and cold air outside. Here the figure shows the schematic arrangement of a chimney of h height meters. The height of chimney is h above the grate. So above the grate, so that is, this is the dotted line indicates the grate level. So above the grate, h height is there of the chimney. Then we have the equation P1 equal to PA plus rho G multiplied by GH. So what is P1 here? That is pressure at the grate level. So at pressure at this level, that is P1, chimney side. PA is nothing but atmospheric pressure at chimney top which is acting on the chimney. Rho GGH is nothing but pressure due to column of hot gases of height h meters. Rho G is average mass density of hot gas. So similarly for P2 also, that is P2 equal to PA plus rho A GH. So that is on the grate side. So P2 is nothing but pressure acting on the grate on the open side. Here P1 is at the chimney side. Okay, rho G density of the gas here, and rho A is the density of mass density of air. Now rho A GH is pressure exerted by the column of cold air outside the chimney of height h meters. Rho A is, we have discussed, that is mass density of air outside the chimney. So what will be the net pressure difference that will be causing the flow through the combustion chamber? The flue gases will flow from combustion chamber to the chimney. So that is delta P, the pressure difference, equal to P2 minus P1, equal to rho A minus rho G multiplied by GH. So that is equation 1. We are considering this equation because we need to further calculate chimney height and diameter also. So this difference of pressure causing the flow of gases is known as static draught. Its value is small and is generally measured by a water manometer. It may be noted that this pressure difference in chimney is generally less than 12 mm of water, that we need to remember. So next we will calculate the chimney height and diameter so as to know how much flue gases will be released with respect to the pressure. So now let us assume that the volume of products of combustion is equal to the volume of air supplied, both reduced to the same temperature and pressure condition. Now suppose Ma is the mass of air supplied per kg of fuel. For 1 kg of fuel, Ma is the mass of air supplied. So what will be the chimney gases when releasing to the atmosphere? That will be Ma plus 1. 1 will be the mass of fuel, 1 kg. So mass of air plus mass of fuel, that will be released through the chimney gases. Mass of chimney gases. Ta is absolute temperature of atmosphere and Tg is average absolute temperature of chimney gases. Now mass of hot gases to the mass of air will be Ma plus 1 divided by Ma. Now here temperature and pressure being same, so density of air will be P upon RTA. So how it comes? PV equal to MRT, we know that equation. So M upon V is nothing but density. Ma upon Va is nothing but density rho A. So P upon RTA. Now we are substituting the value of atmospheric pressure, that is 1.01325 bar, that means in terms of Newton per meter square, multiply by 10 raised to 5 and divided by R is nothing but gas constant 287 joule per kg Kelvin, multiply by 1 upon Ta. We are keeping 1 upon Ta as it is. So that this term, after calculating, we are getting 353 multiplied by 1 upon Ta. That will be the equation 2nd. Similarly for gas, chimney gas, rho G equal to P upon R Tg. So temperature of gas we need to consider, and Ma plus 1 upon Ma. So we need to consider both. Mass of hot gas is nothing but mass of air. It is a sum of mass of air plus mass of fuel. So 1 is the mass of fuel, so Ma plus 1 upon Ma. Substituting those values, so here pressure is will be pressure at the chimney height, so that will be 1.033 into 10 raised to 5 divided by 287 multiplied by 1 upon Tg, Ma plus 1 upon Ma. So that here this value is coming, that is 353. That is similar to that. Actually here same, we need to consider here 1 atmospheric pressure. So 353 1 upon Tg, Ma plus 1 upon Ma. Now we are substituting the values of rho A and rho G in this equation 1. Okay, rho A, rho G we are substituting. So we'll get 353 GH 1 upon this is a TA 1 upon TA minus 1 upon TG TG MA plus 1 upon MA, that will be in terms of Newton per meter square, as it is a pressure difference. Now suppose the draught pressure delta P produced is equivalent to H1 height meters of burnt gases. So what will be the equation then? Delta P equal to rho G GH1. So what is rho G here? Rho G is 353 MA plus 1 upon MA multiplied by 1 upon TG GH1. Now equating equation 13.4 and 13.5 will get 353 MA plus 1 upon MA upon 1 upon TA. Here it requires a TG GH1 equal to 353 GH 1 upon TA minus 1 upon TG MA plus 1 upon MA. Okay, so by equating this equation we are getting H1 equal to H MA upon MA plus 1 TG upon TA minus 1. Now due to the losses at various sections along the path of flue gas, the actual draught available is always less than that equation, that is 13.4, this equation. So that will be actual will be always less than, so that is a theoretical. So if HW is the height in terms of mm of column of water will produce at pressure difference, then HW will be 353 multiplied by H 1 upon TA minus 1 upon TG MA plus 1 upon MA. So we know that 1 mm of water is nothing but 9.81 Pascal. So HW will get you from the use of U-tube manometer. You will get HW from U-tube manometer. Okay. So that is the chimney height. Now next is chimney diameter. For chimney diameter we need to consider no loss. The velocity of gas passing through chimney will be root 2 GH1. So that basics we have studied in the basic thermodynamics. So from that the velocity will coming root 2 GH1, that we all know. So if the pressure loss in the chimney is equivalent to the hot gas column H meters, then it will be 2G, H1 will becomes H1 minus H dash. What is H dash? Hot gas column H dash meters. So by calculating 4.43 root H1 minus H dash. Now we will take out root H1 outside. So the equation becomes 4.43 root H1 1 minus H dash upon H1. So we can substitute or put the value of K as this equation, that is K root H1. So what is the K then here? K equal to 4.43 root 1 minus H dash upon H1. So here the different values for different chimneys for value of K, that is K equal to 0.85 for brick chimneys and 1.1 for the steel chimney. So mass of the gases flowing through cross section of the chimney will be mass equal to rho AC. So mg, mass of gas, chimney gas, equal to density of gas multiplied by cross sectional area into velocity, that will be in kg per second. So area will be pi by 4 d square here, and we are interested to calculate d. So d square will be mg divided by rho g into c multiplied by 4 by pi. So by after calculating we will get diameter as 1.128 root mg divided by rho g multiplied by c. So that will be the chimney diameter. We can use this equation to calculate it. Now next is efficiency of chimney. The temperature of flue gas leaving the chimney in case of natural draught is higher than that of flue gases leaving it in case of artificial draught. Because a certain minimum temperature is needed to produce a given draught with a given height of a chimney. As far as the steam generation is concerned, in case of natural draught system, the heat carried away by flue gases is more due to higher flue gas temperature. This indicates that the draught is created at the cost of thermal efficiency of the boiler plant installation, since a portion of heat carried away by flue gases to produce the required draught could have been used either in heating the air going to the furnace or heating the feed water going to the boiler. That will improve the thermal efficiency of the installation. So how to calculate that efficiency? We need to suppose here the T dash, here we are going to consider the T dash is absolute temperature of flue gases which is leaving to the atmosphere through the chimney to create HW mm of water draught. T double dash, that is absolute temperature flue gases leaving the chimney in case of artificial draught. Here in case of natural draught we are considering. So HW will be the mm of water column draught that will be shown by the manometer. Cp is considering the minimum specific heat of flue gases. Okay. Now the extra heat carried away by 1 kg of flue gas due to higher temperature required to produce the natural draught, the equation becomes Cp into T dash minus T double dash. Now of course the T dash will always greater than T double dash because natural draught is the natural draught temperature will be always greater than the artificial draught. So draught pressure produced by natural draught, here we have calculated already, that is H1 equal to H Ma upon Ma plus 1 Tg upon Ta minus 1, that is in terms of meters. So maximum energy, this head would give 1 kg of flue gas which at the expense of extra heat carried away by the boiler plant. So we need to multiply by G. So H, the equation same, the above equation, multiply by G, that is in terms of Newton meter per kg. So Newton meter is nothing but joule. So here H upon J will be Ma upon Ma plus 1 Tg upon Ta minus 1 multiply by G into 10 raised to minus 3. We need to convert into kilojoule per kg. So ultimate equation will be, the efficiency of chimney will be H upon J, J equal to N 1 for in SI units, that is here we have considered 1 kg of flue gases, Ma upon Ma plus 1 Tg upon Ta minus 1 multiply by G into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by Cp T dash upon T double dash. So in the equation T dash equal to Tg if J equal to 1. Now next slide shows us regarding the draught losses. So which are the factors which leads towards the losses in the draught? First one, that is a frictional resistance offered by the flues and gas passages to the flow of flue gases. Next is loss near the bends in the gas flow circuits. Loss due to friction head in equipments like grate, economizer, superheater, etc. And loss due to imparting velocity to the flue gases. Generally, the loss in draught in a chimney is 20% of the total draught produced by it. So 20% will be lost, we are generally considering. Now various types of artificial draught we have. So in the boiler installation of today, the total static draught required may vary from 30 to 350 mm of water column. It may not be possible to build a chimney high enough to produce draught of such a large magnitude. So to meet this requirement, artificial draught system should be used. It may be mechanical draught or a steam jet draught. The former is used for central power stations and many other boiler installation, while the latter is employed for small installation and in locomotives. First we'll go through the forced draught, that is the first type of artificial draught. Artificial draught is also known as mechanical draught. So in a mechanical draught system, the draught is produced by this FD fan, forced draught. In a forced draught system, a blower or fan is installed near at the base of the boiler to force the air through the cool bed and other passages through the furnaces, flues, air preheater, economizer, etc. So it is a positive pressure draught. The enclosure for the furnace has to be very highly sealed so as to gases from the furnace do not leak out in the boiler house. Okay, so that is the forced draught. So what is the change in induced draught? In this system, a fan or blower is located at or near the base of the chimney. Here the ID fan is there. So near the chimney is there. The pressure over the fuel bed is reduced below that of atmosphere by creating a partial vacuum in the furnace and flues. The products of combustion are drawn from the main flue gas and they pass up to the chimney. This draught is used usually when economizer and air preheaters are incorporated in the system. The draught is similar action to the natural draught. Okay, so that is induced draught. A balanced draught, that is a combination of forced and induced draught. It is a combination of FD fan or forced draught and induced draught systems. In this system, the forced draught fan overcomes the resistance in the air preheater and chain grate stoker, while the induced draught fan overcomes draught losses through the boiler, economizer, air preheater and connecting fluids. There are certain advantages of forced draught over induced draught. Forced draught fan does not require a water-cooled bearings. They don't require water-cooled bearings. Tendency of air leak into the boiler furnace is reduced due to FD fan. No loss due to cold air through the furnace doors when they are opened for fire and cleaning fire. And last one, fan size and power required for the same draught are 1/5 to half of that required from an induced draught fan installation, because forced draught fan handles cold air. Okay, so that are the advantages of forced draught. Now what are the advantages of mechanical draught? Here the list is given. Easy control of combustion and evaporation, increase in evaporative power of the boiler, improvement in the efficiency of the plant, reduce chimney height, prevention of smoke, capability of consuming low grade fuel, that is very much important. Low grade fuel can be used as the intensity of artificial draught is high. Fuel consumption per HP due to artificial draught is almost 15% less than the natural draught. The fuel burning capacity of grate is around 200 to 300 kg per meter square H with mechanical draught, whereas it is hardly 50 to 100 kg per meter square H with natural draught. Okay, so that are the advantages of mechanical draught. The next category is steam jet draught. Steam jet draught is a simple and easy method of producing artificial draught. It may be forced or induced type depending upon where the steam jet to produce draught is located. If the steam jet is directed into the smoke box near the stack, the air is induced through the fluids, the grate and ash pit to the smoke box. If the jet is located before the grate, air is forced through the fuel bed, furnace and fluids to the chimney. There are certain advantages of steam jet draught, that is, it is a simple and very simple and economical, which occupies minimum space, which requires less attention, and in forced time steam jet, the steam keeps the fire bars cool and prevents the adhering of clinker to the fire bars. Several classes of low grade fuels can be used within the system. Okay, so these are the advantages of steam jet draught. Okay, so we'll stop here. We have completed the draught section. Here we will continue with the performance of boilers in the next lecture. Thank you.